morning children. Hope you are all well and good. I hope already you have received the questions and I think you are preparing for the half-yearly exam, isn't it? So you have 1.5 lessons for NEET exam and that changes around us lesson, whole lesson and half lesson is some basic concepts of chemistry 1. Okay, so these 1.5 lessons. Now already we have revised, isn't it? The changes around this lesson already we have revised for the unit test too. So you just go through that revision video also. Anyhow, once again I will tell you today. Okay, so already 2-3 NEET tests you have written. You know how to write the, you know the pattern also, isn't it? So all are objective type questions only. Totally 50 questions you will be getting and 4 options will be given to you for each and every question. You have to select the correct option. So some options may confuse you. So you have to learn the questions choice, then only you can understand the concept of the question and then only you can attend the answer, right? So for NEET, you have to prepare each and every nook and corner you have to go through children, then only you can attend, okay? And you know the pattern also how to write, that is first you have to put the tabular column, mention, first you will be getting physics questions, okay? So mention the subject first, physics, put a serial number, options and then answer. In this manner only you have to follow, not only for physics, even for chemistry as well as for biology also, okay? So use good ink pen, don't use ballpoint pen, okay? So no, here that's no need to highlight, isn't it? So this is NEET exam only. So mention the options correctly and then write the answer, okay? Don't omit anything, don't leave anything unanswered. You should answer everything. But if you don't know the answer, you just think, okay? If you don't know, then you simply write any answer you can write. If you don't know that particular answer, then only you can write, okay? Sometimes you may get the correct answer also. So don't omit any question, don't unanswer anything. For all the questions you have to answer it, okay children? So what are the contents we have to go through? So before that I will tell you the pattern. Physics 15 questions you will be getting, in chemistry 15 questions and in biology 20 questions. So overall 50 questions you will be getting, right? So what are the important contents you have to go through in this 1.5 lesson? First, in some important that is basic concepts. Okay, some basic concepts of chemistry 1. Matter, energy, matter or define matter, and then energy. This definitions already you know very well, isn't it? Anyhow, for NEET also you have to prepare everything. You should know all the definitions, then only you can attend. Matter, energy, classification of matter, then what is meant by pure substance, its physical properties means what, chemical properties, and then define element, and what is meant by symbol, metals and non-metals, compounds and its classification means what are the 2 types of compounds, organic compounds and inorganic compounds, isn't it? So you should learn the example also. Next, what are the specific properties of the substances? So these things you should concentrate more in some basic concepts of chemistry 1. These are very important concepts in that chemistry 1, right? So next one, in changes around this lesson, you should get familiarized with the definitions. Define evaporation, define melting, what is meant by sublimation, what is meant by freezing. Okay, at least 1 or 2 questions definitely you will be getting from this content, okay? So you should learn all these definitions. Followed by type of changes. What are the different types of changes, and at least minimum 2 examples you should learn. And then physical change means what, chemical change, and you have to learn the examples for that. Followed by what are the specific conditions are required for a chemical change to take place. Next one, precipitate. Exothermic reaction means what, endothermic reactions, followed by types of chemical changes, okay? So these are the important contents that you have to go through for the NEET exam, right? So first we we can move to the changes around us lesson, right? So in this, in the first page, better you take the page number 14. In the type of changes are given, isn't it? So what are the different types of changes? There are 4 types of changes. What are they? One is slow change, second one is fast change, third one is reversible change, and the last one is the irreversible change. So you should know the definition for slow change, and also you should know the examples for each and every type of changes. Okay, definitely you will be getting one question from this type of changes. Okay, so what is meant by slow change? Changes that occur at a very long period of time. It takes many more time, isn't it? So that is called the slow change. For example, if you take rusting of iron, germination of seed, growth of a child, these are some of the examples for slow change. Okay, because it takes many more years to happen. If you take the growth of child, it's immediately growth will not happen, isn't it? So it will take a longer time. So it will come under the example of slow change. Next one, fast change. Changes that takes place instantly without much time lag. Okay, changes which takes place immediately within a fraction of second are called the fast change. Example, bursting of crackers or burning of paper. Okay, so these are the examples of fast change. If you burst cracker, immediately it will burst, isn't it? So, and also if you burn the paper, immediately you will see that you will get the ashes. Okay, here these changes happen immediately without much time lag. This is called the slow change. Next one, come to the reversible change. Reversible change means here the changes that takes place immediately. Immediately means the changes that takes place. Reversible change means substance which can bring back to its original position. Okay, what do you mean by reversible change? A reversible change means here the substance which can bring back to its original position are called reversible change. For example, stretching of a rubber band or otherwise melting of ice. So minimum 2-3 examples you should learn for each and every change. Next, come to irreversible change. Here the substance which cannot bring back to its original position. This is called irreversible change. Okay, so all these things you should learn. For example, if you take burning of wood is an irreversible change only. Okay, so next come to the melting. What is meant by melting, sublimation and freezing, and also evaporation also you should learn. Okay, freezing, evaporation, melting, sublimation. Definitely you will be getting one question from these definitions, right? Next, physical changes. Okay, what is meant by physical change? What example we can give for physical change? And also you should learn the general characteristic properties of physical change. In the same manner for chemical change also, define chemical change, examples of chemical change, characteristic features of chemical change. From these questions, from these contents you will be getting one question. Okay, so you concentrate more. Next, come to page number 118. In page number 118, chemical changes as well as characteristic features of chemical changes given. Go through that one. Next, in page number 19, sulfur, burning of sulfur. That is, sulfur burns with a dash flame. Blue color, red color, green color, yellow color. Which is your right answer? The right answer is blue flame. Sulfur burns with blue flame. Okay. So in this manner you have to write. Next one, what are the conditions are required for a chemical change to take place? Close contact, catalyst, heat, electricity, pressure. Okay, so these are some of the conditions are required for a chemical change to take place. That also you should go through. Okay, so next one, and also do you know is given now, that is in page number 20. Sour taste due to lactic acid in milk is given now. So the sour taste of milk is due to dash. lactic acid, acetic acid, formic acid, malic acid, like that. If the options are given, means which is your right answer? The right answer is lactic acid. Okay, so the sour taste of milk is due to lactic acid. Next one. Heat is necessary for most of the chemical reactions. Dash is necessary for most of the chemical reaction, means what's your answer? The answer is heat. Okay. Next, light. What is photosynthesis? Photo means light and synthesis means production. Light production. Okay. Next one. Dash is important for solubility of gas in water, area, volume, pressure, none of the above or all of the above. So what's your answer? The answer is pressure. Okay. So pressure is important for solubility of gas in water. For example, you can say that aerated drinks, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, like that, right? Next, come to. Do you know in page number 22? During photosynthesis, dash act as catalyst. Which one act as catalyst during photosynthesis? The answer is chlorophyll. Underline it. Do you know? During photosynthesis, chlorophyll acts as catalyst. Okay. So next one. Some indication of chemical changes are given. That indications also you go through. Next one, differences between physical change and chemical change, that also you go through once. Next, come to page number 23, precipitate. What is meant by precipitate? Okay. So precipitate is a solid that forms out of solution. Next one, exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction means what? During chemical reactions, okay, heat is liberated. Okay, chemical changes takes place during the liberation of heat is called exothermic reaction, whereas absorption of heat are called endothermic reaction. This also you will be getting question from this. Okay, so next page number 24. The last one, types of chemical changes. What are the types of chemical changes? Combination reaction, displacement reaction, decomposition reaction, double decomposition reaction. Okay, you should understand the concept behind each and every reaction, then only you can answer, right? Next one. So in this lesson, these questions you have to go through, children. Next, in page number 28, in a nutshell is given. No, some important contents are given in the box. Go through once. Okay. Chemical change is a permanent change. Physical change is a temporary change. Okay. These things also you have to go through, right? Next, come to some basic concepts of chemistry 1. Okay, that is important. What are the important concepts of chemistry 1? So first one, matter. Define matter. Matter means what? Anything which occupies space and has weight are called matter. Okay. Then what is energy? Define energy. Energy is defined as the ability or capacity to do work. Okay. So this is the definition for energy. Next, we will go through the classification of matter. What are the three classification of matter? What are the three types of matter? One is solid state, next one liquid state, and another one is the gaseous state. Here you should learn all the at least 4 or 5 general properties of solids, liquids and gases. Definitely you will be getting one question from the solids or liquids or otherwise from gases. Okay, so you should learn the physical properties, general properties of this classification of matter. Next, come to pure substance. What is meant by pure substance? Next, in page number 32, you go through the physical properties and as well as chemical properties also. Next, element. Define element. And then, how many elements are present in the periodic table? At present, how many elements are present in the periodic table? There are 118 elements. Okay, 118 elements are present in the periodic table. So in this you will be getting one question, right? So next one, what is meant by symbol? A symbol is an element, any element which can be represented in a shortened form are called symbol. Okay, it is the small abbreviation of to represent a full and lengthy name of the particular element. This is called symbol. Next one, some elements will be given to you. Okay, some elements will be given to you, and you have to identify their symbol. Sometimes symbol will be given to you. You have to identify the name of the element. One question definitely you will be getting from this. Okay, so for that what you have to do? You have to learn the symbol of the elements. Okay, also you should learn the name of the element for the particular symbol. Got it? Right. So next one, what is meant by metals? What are the general properties of metals? Okay, general properties means what are the general properties? Metals are solids under room temperature. At the same time, if you take non-metals occur in all the three states of matter. Metals occur only in the solid state, whereas non-metals occur in all the three states, that is in solid state, liquid state as well as gaseous state. Okay, so these things you should remember. Next one, compound. Compound means what? Compound actually is composed of two or more separate elements. Example, water. Okay, because you know very well that water is composed of hydrogen. What's the general formula of water? H2O. So water is composed of hydrogen and oxygen element. Okay, so both are separate element. That is, hydrogen is a separate element as well as oxygen is a separate element. Both the elements combines to form the compound water. Okay, so what is meant by compound? A compound is composed of two or more separate elements. You should know the definition for compound. Next one, classification of compounds. What are the two types of compounds? One is organic compound, another one is inorganic compound. What's the difference between organic compound and inorganic compound? If you take organic compounds are obtained from living sources. Okay, for example, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, lipids, like that. At the same time, if you take inorganic compounds are obtained from non-living sources such as rocks, minerals, etc. Okay, so for example, chalk paste is nothing but an inorganic compound, right? So you should understand the difference between organic compound as well as inorganic compound. Got it, children? Next one, some specific properties of substances are given. Okay, what are the specific properties of substances? Deliquescence, malleability, brittleness, and then ductility, efflorescence. These are some of the specific properties of the substances. So for this you should know the concept behind this, and also minimum 2 examples you have to learn. Okay, one question you will be getting from this type. Okay, children, right. So next one, in page number 36, malleability, that is you should learn the examples for deliquescence, hygroscopicity, efflorescence. Okay, and also malleability is given now. Dash is the most malleable metal. The answer is gold. Okay, gold is the most malleable metal. So what is meant by malleability? Metals can be hammered into very thin sheets. Okay, this property of metal is called malleability, and gold is the most malleable metal. Okay. Then what is meant by ductility? Ductility means metals can be drawn into very thin wires. Okay. For example, copper wires. Okay. And platinum is the most ductile metal. Okay. So dash is the most malleable metal means what you will write? The answer is gold. Dash is the most ductile metal means the answer is platinum. Okay, one question definitely you will be getting from this, that is malleability or ductility. So you learn all the examples. Next one, brittleness. Okay, so brittleness means the solid materials can be break into very small small pieces. This is called the brittleness. Okay, so these things are very important. So what are the things we discussed today in some of the basic concepts of chemistry, that is important concepts. One is matter. Matter means what? Anything which occupies space and has weight. Next one is energy. And next one, classification of matter. That is 3 types of matter you should learn. And also you have to learn that specific properties, general properties of solids, general properties of liquids, general properties of gases. Next one, a pure substance, followed by physical properties, chemical properties, and also learn the definition for element, compound, symbol, how many elements are present in the periodic table at present, and then you should know the symbols of the elements. For example, if you take the element oxygen, what is the symbol of oxygen? O. What about hydrogen? H. Nitrogen? N. For carbon? C. For some elements, okay, the first initial letter as well as second letter will come as symbol. For example, if you take a helium element, okay, its symbol is He. The first letter should be in the uppercase and second letter should be in the lower case. Capital H, small e. Okay, so learn all the symbols of the elements. You will be getting one question from this. Next, we learn the metals, non-metals also, and also in the symbols of the elements, some chemical symbols comes from the names in other languages, Latin name or Greek name. Already you have received that PDF, isn't it? So go through that also. In this also you will be getting one. For example, if you take copper, okay, derived from the Latin word cuprum. Okay, in the same manner, iron, it's also derived from Latin word ferrum, F-E-R-R-U-M. So you have to learn that also. Totally 7 elements are given. Tungsten, wolfram, it is a German word. Silver, it's a Latin word argentum. Tin, Latin word stannum. Gold, Latin word aurum. And lead, Latin word plumbum. Okay, so symbols for the elements is very, very important, right? That's it, children. I hope you will prepare well for the NEET exam. Okay, and write the exam well. All the best. Thank you.